Hello, hey, my name is Tyler Hughes. I am Connor's dad, and one of the things I like to do in the springtime is make maple syrup. And I thought it would be really great to give you guys a chance to see how that's made. And so I thought I would take a few videos while I was out working and seeing if I could teach you guys a little bit about maple syrup. Hey everybody, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to tap a tree and then what I do to make sure I catch all the sap. Okay, I'm going to try my best, but I've only got one hand to work with, so bear with me. All right guys, thank you. The first thing we do is reach down for the drill, and you can see I've got a nice maple tree here. It's got a characteristic gray color, and the bark is a certain type of bark, and if you spend enough time in the woods, you'll know what it looks like. So the first thing you do is you take a drill, just kind of like this. Let's try to get that in the camera. There you go. And drill right into the tree. Now watch closely when I back out the drill. We're gonna watch that hole that I just made. Can you guys see some sap dripping out of there? It's coming out pretty good. So I don't want that to go on the ground. What I'm gonna do now is take my tap, it's made out of plastic, and I'm gonna plug it in the hole. Can you guys see that there too? Okay, then watch what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna try to keep my camera on here for you. I take my little hammer, I'm gonna tap it into the tree. Tap, 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 tap. That way it doesn't fall out. Now I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer of a view for you guys. Maybe you can see. There we go. You can see that tap is full of liquid, and it's actually running down this tube, and this tube is connected to another one. All right guys, so what I want to do now is I want to show you a little bit about what I use in the woods to tap the trees. There are all kinds of different taps. Some are made of metal, some are made of plastic, but I'll show you a little bit about what I use, okay? So what we've got here, if you guys can see, this is plastic tubing. It's very, very thin. As a matter of fact, it would make a nice straw for your milk at lunch. That's how thin it is. And so then I have what I call this green piece right here is called a T. I know you guys are working on your letters, so this is a letter T. Can you guys all see that? It makes a letter T. And what it lets things do, if you're very good, you can see right through there, it lets the syrup, or the sap pass through and continue on the journey down the plastic tubing. And then you can see the top part of the T, that's where a new line comes in. And so I put what I call drop lines on here. If you can see, this is a tap that I've got. I can't get it in the whole picture, but it's the white part, the plastic part, connects into the tree, and the line drops, and it drops down into my bigger line, and so that's where the T comes in, and that's where that sap can go right through there. Okay, and you guys can see this here. I've got 3 lines. This is line 1, this is line 2, here's line 3. Actually, here's a 4th line. And what they do is you can see that one now starting to drip. I should actually connect that before I keep on talking, okay? All right guys, so I just connected that 4th line. So now I have 4 lines dripping into my tank. The trees are on top of the hill. They're way up there in the woods. And the line runs from the tallest tree all the way down to the tank right here. So let's look real close. Let's see if you guys can spot the sap flowing down the lines. Now I can hear it, and you can hear it dripping in. And if you look at this, this is the brand new line that I just ran. And there's a couple drops coming through because I just started tapping it, but the other lines have been running all day long, and so they're getting a pretty good amount of sap coming into them. And I'm gonna see if I can get the camera to look down in the tank for you guys and see what's in there, okay? There we go. I'm not sure what you guys saw, but it's just a bunch of tubes going down, and it's filling my tank up with sap. All right. Hey, so now I am in my maple syrup sugar house, which is happens to be a small little shed on in my backyard, and this is where I do most of my boiling and making syrup. So the next thing I've got over here is the evaporator itself, and so I want to teach you guys a little bit about evaporation. Evaporation is the process where when you heat a liquid hot enough, steam can escape, and that steam is actually water. So when you get sap from a tree, it is like 98 little drops of water and 2 drops of syrup. And in order to get the syrup to be more than the water, you have to boil the water out from that. And so that's what we do on this evaporator. We use heat to get the steam to come off. And so the more steam that leaves the evaporator, the closer you're getting to making the syrup be the only thing that stays in that big pan. So once the syrup in your pan becomes hot enough and doesn't have as much water in it, there's a couple tools that we use, but they get pretty complicated to determine whether it's still syrup with some water in it or water with some syrup in it. But once we get to that point, I'll show you what it looks like when we drain it from the pan and put it into a filter and bottle it. All right, here we go. Well, hey, thank you all for watching the video. I've taken you guys out to the woods. We've tapped some trees. We've collected the sap. We've brought it home, and we've boiled it. And so at the end, we are left with some delicious maple syrup that we can enjoy. As I close this video out, I have one question for your class. I want you to tell your teacher, one at a time, what is your favorite thing to put maple syrup on. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day at school. Take care. Bye.